One of the first things I do when I'm writing a game is the meticulous process of research. Usually it's just trying to find out what's been done before, how mechanics, ideas, or even just concepts have been executed and how to do them my way. Most of my best ideas have been cobbled together from an amalgamation of different sources. Books, video games, movies, TRPGs. Most media, most art is simply looking at what has already been made as a reference, taking all that stuff and making something new. I did not have that luxury with Bridge Commander. Before the Colors of Time, I made a video about Adeptus Evangelion and Japanese Evangelion TRPGs, an exploration of Japanese design and the perfected time and place for the other. Bridge Commander was stuck in limbo for a time, before and after that I should add. But when it was voted in, I knew it was time. While the concept was fine, by the time I started writing it, I realized I was flying blind. I had so little to go off of. Plenty of vibes, but nothing hard and physical. Hell, I was getting desperate, but nothing really came up except Nerve Bridge Simulator, Quest on TG, and even that was a rough estimation. So let me explain to you what this game is, and maybe you can help. Bridge Commander is the Misato simulator. Well, more accurately, it's Nerve Simulator, where you take on the role of staff members of an organization trying to save the world from the Apostles. These alien creatures who are coming to Earth to do something, and that something is probably going to kill us all unless we stop them. Of course, we can't stop them. We're people with guns that can at best stagger it. Only the Iscariots, our war machines fused with the blood of the fallen apostle Judas, can hope to confront them in actual combat, piercing through their absolute territory and ripping out their core. They are also piloted by emotional teenagers because they're underdeveloped enough to be able to fuse with the Iscariot itself. We have forced biomechanical abominations to be piloted by children in a last Hail Mary to save the world, and you can do nothing about it except watch, pray, and maybe a little gaslighting. One of the core conceits of Bridge Commander is that you are never going to be playing the pilots. They are irrational, hormonal, and the last hope for humanity. You're the calm, collected staff members meant to keep them from killing themselves or everyone else. You are Ritsuko and Misato rather than Shinji or Asuka. All of those scenes between the giant robot battles are you trying to make sure those stupid fucking kids can win or die. At its most basic, it's a 2d6 system, which I would casually refer to as an abomination of God, as your check value is compared against the success chart. So if I roll a 5 and score 2 successes, now usually you only need 1 success to succeed, but more is never a bad thing. With modifiers also eating away at your total successes, you're going to need as many as you can get. Pilots? Well, lucky them. They get a D10. Yeah, they only get a D10. Average results? For those idiots? Good luck. Most of the game is about managing focus and stress, slowly augmenting the potential results for explosive results on the die, or watching things horribly collapse because the chief scientist just had a mental breakdown. And with that, I've explained a ton of the actual game, with the majority of the situations you'll find yourself in just managing the various ratios and day-to-day operations of a clandestine organization that is obviously fucking evil, but trying to save the world. Both staff members and pilots have to go through a life path. Staff members pick and choose different careers, backgrounds, and other facets of themselves throughout their CV to improve themselves by growing older with time. Pilots are randomized by the GM and are a bunch of hormonal idiots or abominations, but hey, it happens. Pilots are supposed to be fuck-ups, but they are also 14 and don't trust older and more experienced members of staff. So having a big sister type taking care of sensitive young men is a perfectly valid, if not necessary, thing. They may not have any skills, but pilots actually want to listen to them. From there, the staff members need to pick their roles, whether they are playing Aeon commands, such as the titular Bridge Commander, to more specialized roles within Aeon with deliberate authority. Misato is the Bridge Commander, Ritsuko's head scientist. Kaji is actually just an envoy, while Fuyutsuki is our right hand of Gendo, even though Gendo himself is not playable. Most of the staff members will also have their task force, these minor characters who follow them around when making their choices in the field. These guys, well, you get your own set of these guys to help you out, act as an additional pair of hands or able to die horribly instead of you in gunfights to come. But when the apostles land, it's time for Aeon's staff to start doing their job. Aeon is split in between different areas, each with their own clearances and restrictions of what can be done. As the staff members are moving around performing the necessary actions, they are often making checks to build up resources or help the pilots out. Oh yeah, pilots. Pilots are in their giant robots, the Iscariots. Most of the time, if you're lucky, the bridge commander is doing their job. You're actually able to order them to do actions. From there, it's a convoluted phase system, which I realized was the only way to make any of this shit work, because the Iscariots are moving between zones and engaging the apostle. If you're lucky, of course. If you're not ordering the pilots to do things, they are instead rolling on their PAC, or Pilot Action Chart, to do what they want to do, which can be following orders, attacking the enemy, or crying. Lots and lots of crying. Most of the actual combat is fairly simple. You're just forced to engage with it at such an impersonal level, even down to potentially having vision shut down, as in you no longer can see the map, you're shouting orders at children who are trying to interpret what you're meaning, while half of your engineering staff was just evaporated. So now you know what you're getting into, and I can accurately say that, Jesus fuck, what the hell was I thinking? But in a more eloquent way of putting it, Bridge Commander was a blind box of trying to put something together. I think I accidentally made the end point of this design without actually developing the first and second parts. If I were to go back, I need to make 2 or more games just of these fragments of its design and slot it in, slowly working back up to remaking Bridge Commander in its perfected form. But in its current form, it's a one-of-a-kind disaster piece. I guess it's appropriate for Evangelion then. If you have any suggestions, or anything really, to approve upon it, I'm all ears. People have been helpful in tweaking it, but that same idea of just being overwhelmed by alien design permeates a lot of its basics. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was Bridge Commander. All the links are below. Ask any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. The apostles are approaching. Metatron must be defeated. Godspeed, good luck, and backhand that pilot.